Yeah. There's wait. They are participant yet or no?
Yeah, we are like 25 online.
Okay.
House here.
Yeah.
We start on time.
Perfect.
So what time? Yeah, exactly. We stick to this. So, very good afternoon to all of you here joining us in Pune, and then very good afternoon and morning to our participants online, both from India and Europe. My name is Samrat Kumar. Together with the EU delegation, the Ministry of Heavy Industries, we very much welcome you to today's event. I hope I'm audible. If not, please say something, but I think the audio is working very well here. We would like to thank our host today and also Mr. Vijay Pankawala, the Senior Deputy Director of ARAI here, for welcoming. Yes, very nice. It's been a great pleasure to meet some of the people working here. And today, for those who are joining us for the first time, what we're doing here today is an information networking event on the EU-India coordinated call on recycling EV batteries. That's a flagship call, which I think is very exciting for both EU and India. What we're going to do today is a bit of hand-holding and networking. Hand-holding in the sense of giving you an overview of the scope of the call, the guidelines for proposal preparation and submission. Also, we will give you some tips and advice on how to find consortium partners in Europe. We will also have the possibility for Q&A for both those who are joining us on site, but also the participants virtually. You can ask your questions to the expert speakers. And the second part of today's event is the pitching sessions, where we have selected a handful of researchers who are presenting their expertise, their idea for this particular call. But we also are happy to take some on-spot presentations if there are any from our colleagues here on site, but also virtually. We will come to that point. Another important thing for this event is the networking part. And here, we would like to invite you to share the information, share your contact details, your expertise, what you can bring into the consortium in the chat function, because due to GDPR regulations, we are not allowed to share the registration list with everyone. But this is a perfect platform for the initial networking, which later can lead to much more further discussions and detailed dialogues. For consortium, we have already a number of European colleagues who are partners who are already preparing a proposal, who are looking for Indian partners. So it's a very great opportunity. We will record this webinar. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah. It's recording, yeah, okay. So we are recording this webinar, and we will also share the recording with all of you and the presentation of today's speakers. So that's what we will give you in a follow-up. I think that's basically it from my side. Thank you so much. And I would like to now give the floor to my colleague, Dr. Vivek from the EU delegation in India for opening remarks from the European Commission side, followed by the opening remarks by Vijay Pankawala, the Senior Deputy Director of ARAI here in Pune, on behalf of the Ministry of Heavy Industries Government.
Yeah, thank you, Samrat. Welcome you all. Your presence makes huge importance and impact to us, because your participation is the key to success of this particular call. So we value your participation, all the efforts. You are coming physically, virtually. Without you, this call will not fly. So you are the main heroes and the stakeholders of this particular call. So we are at your disposal to help you out, to make you good proposals and guide you. Before I go into the details, I just from the European Commission side and the EU delegation, I thank Vijayji for hosting us, and his wonderful host. I feel like coming home back. So thanks once again for making all these arrangements. And Yeah. So before the specific call EU India on EV batteries, there is a little bit of background which I want to convey because India is our strategic partner. You must have heard that EU and India had signed a free trade agreement in last January. So now we are more into the implementation phase. So not only the market access is the only things which we are looking for, but because this will also need a lot of standardization, a lot of IP related issues, retrospecting market access. So all this needs a little bit of a pilot studies and soft landing procedures. So knowing all the FTA procedures and the hassles we may face in accessing different markets, the government of India and European Commission way back in 2022 has started Trade and Technology Council. So the Trade and Technology Council is basically an confidence building measures between the two governments and different stakeholders. So under this particular Trade and Technology Council, there are three working groups. Working group one is on trade and commerce. Working group 2 is on green and clean technology, and working group 3 is on digital technologies. So today's call is specifically on green and clean technologies because EU and India are committed for net zero, and we are trying to have a greener technologies, more and more adaptation in both the sides. And that is why under this particular initiative, we had different actions which are launched, and one of the action which is called as coordinated research and innovation programs. Under this coordination and innovation programs, we have identified three areas as of today. One was on marine plastic litter because the India is facing huge challenge on plastic things. So marine plastic litter. Second was on waste to renewable hydrogen, and third is EV battery recycling. So last year we had the similar exercise for marine plastic litter as well as hydrogen waste to renewable hydrogen. So we had now selected four projects, which includes around 73 entities from India and Europe. Yeah. And that is the joint investment is around 40 million euros, so 10 million each side, so almost 10 crores each is investing in each. So we are already having these four projects which will start in July, September, and Ministry of Earth Sciences and Ministry of Renewable Energy is Indian side co-funders and European Commission. For this specific call, the government of India had nominated identified Ministry of Heavy Industry as a partnering ministry. So this particular call, I will go in details, but the overall investment committed from both the sides is around 170 crore approximately is the investment we are looking into from the government side. And we are looking for a very tangible outcomes from this. It is not a research project. This is something which we are looking for and deliverables for the market, which is to be given a pilot scale implementation in real time. So this is what we are looking for. I will go into the details during my presentation, but the overall idea of the whole exercise is to bring people to people connect, because it's all about people. Unless and until Europeans and Indian are not connected, nothing is going to work. So this is the platform. These are the initiatives where we are trying to make more and more people connected to each other so that we can have newer ideas, newer technologies emerging from that. And we expect that this particular initiative will be longer terms and confidence building and better networks between Europe and India. With this, I will stop it here, and I will happy to answer online as well as physical questions over here. but we don't want this event to be very strict. We want informal, interactive. So please feel free to discuss with us. We are open for all kinds of questions. Ankit ji is there from MHI office right now. So just this is an opportunity to make yourself visible, and unless and until you are visible, the other side of Europe will not able to identify you. So is all about how good you are making yourself visible and able to take an initiative. Don't wait for anybody to contact you, but you can proactively contact the other side as well. So is all about proactive participation in the program, and I'm sure that the Europeans and Indians have the fantastic teams and expertise, and you will make very good competitive proposals. With that, I wish you all the best, and I give a floor to Vijay ji for a remark from the Government of India side. Thank you.
I think is it equal for the one participants? One of you have been within this camp. Is anybody? Has anybody joined online? Because there's another mic on with echo is. Anybody from the participants?
Are you facing an echo?
Ankit, are you able to hear us clearly?
Yes, I can hear everybody loud and clear. It's absolutely perfect for me.
Thank you. I think there is only that there is a local problem sometimes. Okay. Good afternoon, all, and thank you, Dr. Vivek, for letting us know the various initiatives EU India doing together, and particularly in Trade and Technology Council, from where this particular call has emanated. And working group 2, I believe, is for
green and clean.
Green and clean. Okay. Yeah. So welcome you all. My distinguished delegates, colleagues from India and European Commission, industry leaders, academicians, and my fellow colleagues. I'm very glad to read out the message from Ministry of Heavy Industries, and very privileged to welcome you to this industry academia matchmaking and networking event today. As we operationalize the critical pillar of India-EU Trade and Technology Council, TTC, we are here to pave the way for breakthrough advancement through our joint call on recycling of electric vehicle batteries. This initiative arrives at a definitive moment for both our economies. India is experiencing an exponential surge in EV adoption, driven by our faster manufacturing initiatives, ambitious net zero targets, and initiatives like the PM E-Drive. Concurrently, the European Union stands as a global pioneer in circular economy regulations and sustainably industrial practices. As millions of electric vehicles hit our roads, we face a shared, unavoidable challenge, that is managing the life cycle of these batteries. Our joint call, therefore, focuses precisely on this frontier. We are not just looking for incremental improvements, we are seeking disruptive technologies in automated dismantling, advanced recovery, and the scaling of a safe, traceable, and economical viable secondary raw material market. We must therefore extract maximum value from spent cells while minimizing any negative environmental impacts. However, bridging the gap between a brilliant laboratory breakthrough and a commercially viable flow process requires a deliberate partnership. This is exactly why today's event is structured around matchmaking. So there are three elements or three partners that we are looking for. This academia and research institution who will bring foundational science, rigorous testing, and deep material knowledge. Whereas it is expected that industry would bring market realities, engineering scale, and supply chain infrastructure. And of course, the India-EU partnership will bring the collaborative funding, regulatory alignment, cross-border synergy needed for these solutions globally scalable. The Government of India, through Ministry of Heavy Industries, is fully committed to co-funding, supporting the Indian entities in this consortium. We expect the proposals emerging from this room to be bold, consortia-driven, and intensely focus on commercial scalability. Use these networking sessions effectively, find your complementary strengths, challenge each other's technical framework, and build consortia that will define the future of global battery circularity. Thank you, and we look forward to your landmark proposals. So this is the message that MHI, I think Dr. Vijay Mittal and Ankit have drafted for us. So Ankit, we have read the message, I think quite well taken. With these, I will also take opportunity to introduce to you all about the institution that is hosting you, that is ARAI. Please go to the next slide. So ARAI is a research institute established by Government of India and industry coming together 6 decades back. Now it is a leading automotive research institution, we can say. We of course have CIRO and other recognitions. By now we are, I think next you can go. These are our primary activities. Idea of telling ARAI what ARAI is doing is not teaching about ARAI, but you should all know what to expect from ARAI. That is why I am rather elaborating a little more. So 5 group of activities, you can say certification and standardization. While doing testing certification for the vehicles, we also do a lot of standardization. That is the biggest consortia activity ARAI is ever doing since its inception. That is bringing all the stakeholders together, be it government, be it the industry leaders, be it the practicing researchers, and along with them create standards together, study the international standards, make the panels, deliberate the panel, then circulate the draft, put it up to government with the recommendation, and then onward the government takes up and does that. The second big activity we do is R&D and technology innovation area. I will elaborate little later what all we do. Engineering services from testing, validation, design, development, and those are the activities that we largely do under that. And consulting and advisory, another small activity. And we do have few knowledge initiatives, like we have a small academy where we have a student program. We also have a training program for the working professionals. We have some conferences and we do some publications. So these are the broad activities. This is how ARAI has expanded. What started as a 1 or 2 few laboratories, now there is a cluster of 21 different laboratories and departments all across 4 locations. 5th location is coming up. We have 4 centers of excellences. One of that is under green mobility. Then we also have started establishing common engineering facility right now in a digital twin area, wherein we establishing tool chains for HIL, AI, ML, and ICNG kind of activities. And then we have some regional centers. We have 2 platforms. One digital enable technology innovation platform, and another one is our Section 8 company, which is accelerator incubator. Idea of telling you this information is what you can expect, because we do see we can contribute as ARAI in very many ways, as I was talking to Dr. Vivek during our lunch break. So that is why I'm just trying to elaborate what all we are doing. Next slide, please. So these are the spectrum of laboratories. Out of these, the 4 laboratories or 4 departments which could be directly contributing in today's call. One is automotive electronics department, which also has a very advanced battery testing laboratory. Then another is environmental research laboratory. Another is a center of excellence fatigue and materials, and the technology group, which and the digital twin laboratory. So these are the 4 groups that could be relevant to you. Next slide, please. You can skip this. Skip this, please. Skip this. Skip this. Next, please. Yeah. These are our current areas where we are focused. Out of that, you will find sustainability, life cycle assessment. So these are our current areas, among other areas, which also include alternate fuel on one hand, and maybe the other H2Is, fuel cell, even unmanned vehicles. So these are the different areas. Idea is to tell you the spectrum, the wide spectrum that we are working. And next slide, please. Some sustainability studies, I think my colleagues from Environmental Research Laboratory will further elaborate onto that. One of that area is, besides life cycle assessment, is to study the lithium ion battery, its degradation over its usage. So they are already working onto that. Next, please. These are some technologies. I will just skip through that. Chargers. Next, please. Battery, of course, we have a battery management system. Next, please. Powertrains. HEV fuel cells, structures and materials, intelligent vehicle technology. Okay, pause here. This is one of the another activity which we do consortia manner, as well as this is a what we call pre-competitive, wherein we can connect data of various purposes. For example, the one on left top is acquiring Indian road profile data, 2D, 3D method. That would be useful for designing for all the OEs. From there, maybe the material model cards, or maybe the India-specific traffic scenarios that would be required. So why I'm telling you, because I'm sure the way we in this call also we will require a lot of pre-competitive work to be done. So this is one of the examples the way ARAI can do, bring all the stakeholders together, take up the pre-competitive study, put up some researchers over there, create databases, and that then can be useful for either policy making or could be for the next piloting.
Yeah.
So that is the idea I wanted. Okay, next please. Next please. Next please. Next please. Yeah. Hold on. So we are partnering in many of the government India initiatives like TFT Drive or PLI. We are doing many R&D projects which are supported through government funds like EV, battery technologies, ADAS, NVS, alternate fuel that I mentioned. And also we have developed some technologies under government supported funding. Some of them include battery management system, chargers, ADAS, some ADAS technologies they are working on to that, and alternate fuel materials. There is a big program we are working. Along with the government, we have set up this Technovas and ARAI Applied section. These are some examples that we wanted to give it to the all the attendees over here, including the European colleagues. Next, please. And these are some of the recent consortia projects. There's a big list. It's a partial list that we are now simultaneously working. We are establishing Center of Excellences for Intelligent Vehicle Technologies in 4 technology areas. We have established a Common Engineering Facility Center in consortia manner for digital twin that I mentioned to you. And these are some hydrogen-based projects. One is direct injection hydrogen fuel that we are working. Then a pilot project for green hydrogen. We are working with Pune Hydrogen Valley. And that there too also, again, this is another example. And 2 more projects we are working. Idea is to tell you all that ARAI is very well experienced about working simultaneously on one hand with government, even doing the administration or scheme implementation. So that is the strength of ARAI. Simultaneously, we have a big pool of technical experts who can then pitch in and take up those technical specific work as well. Next, please. I think I would pause over here. And maybe when pitching this comes during that deliberation, I think our team will then pitch in their specific areas and what all they have.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very, very interesting presentation about ARAI. And we would also like to now start with the scope of the call, which will be presented by Dr. Johan Blondal, who is a policy officer at the Clean Energy Transitions, the European Commission. Dr. Johan was not able to join us today live, but he was so kind to send us a recording, and I would like to ask please let us know if it is visible. Okay.
How to share, no, Pajay?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is James. Working for the European Commission.
I think there is no audio. Audio is muted, it seems like.
They're just trying to fix the recording on a desktop. So just bear with us for 2 minutes and we will try to fix the problem. Or should I take my presentation by the time? Yeah. Okay.
Hello, my name is Jan Mondel. I work at the European Commission in DG Research and Innovation, and I would like to introduce the coordinated topic on recycling of electric vehicle batteries. The first element in the topic text, as it is published, are the high-level expected outcomes. And in this case, the topic was selected because it is of common strategic interest to India and the European Union. First of all, to improve the efficiency and the quality of recycling processes, but also to recover as much critical raw materials as possible and therefore reduce dependencies. So the first element here is to improve the sustainability, safety, and the affordability of innovative recycling processes. Secondly, I think it's collaborative topic to share experience on the recycling logistics, including the informal processes and supply chain constraints. And then thirdly, very importantly, to establish a stronger cooperation between Indian and EU key researchers, institutions, and industries in the field of battery recycling. The next element in the topic text is the scope, and this covers the elements that need to be covered by the proposals. First and foremost, the expectation or the requirement is to have a jointly operated recycling pilot line on Indian soil. In terms of technical requirements, this should go beyond the state of the art in terms of recycling efficiency, the reduction of environmental impact and cost, and it should be compatible with different battery types. So not just the current types on the market, but also the ones that can be expected for the near future, like sodium ion or solid state. Secondly, the plant should be able to process black mass, including mixed chemistries, so blends of different battery types. As end product, it should produce lithium with a purity that is suitable for the production of cathode active material. And on the anode side, we also require the projects to look into the recovery of graphite or various blends of silicon and graphite. Apart from these hard technical requirements, we also expect the projects to look into logistics, sorting, collection, and discharging of the end-of-life batteries. The first element here is to involve the informal sector, so to establish a reverse logistics process involving end users, collection points, and sales channels. Secondly, to establish innovative and digitalized waste collection procedures towards zero risk. And the aim here is to improve both the quantity and the quality of batteries recycled, the gathering of it. And then thirdly, to have safe, fast, cost-efficient, large-scale discharge and deactivation processes for these end-of-life batteries that still have a lot of energy stored in them. Now, overarching requirement is that the proposals address also full life cycle analysis of the procedure. So to look into the cost benefits and address also how the site will be operated towards the future. Some additional background, of course, the projects on both sides, Indian and European, should be aligned with the respective missions, policies, and priorities for battery recycling. On the European side, this means that we expect the proposals to build on the results of BAT4EU projects. BAT4EU is the co-programmed partnership we have on battery research and innovation. It already has a number of proposals, topics in there that address recycling, so proposals are expected to take stock of that. Also to include outcomes of battery transport projects to align with the batteries regulation and safe and sustainable by design guidelines. The proposal is also expected to cover the exploitation of results, including how the intellectual property will be handled between the partners. And of course, the requirement is to have coordinated projects on Indian European side, meaning that they need to have a strictly synchronized timeline in terms of starting and ending date, but also to have jointly developed research plans so that they really collaborate at a maximum level together. Now, to inspire you, a number of potential areas for collaboration have been listed in the call text. I won't list them here. With that, I would like to wish you the best of luck in the preparation and submission of your proposals, and I would like to thank you for your attention.
Very clear now what all is
Expected
out of. Yeah, correct.
So Dr. Giving us a brief overview and also the expectations we said already of this call. We will now dig a bit deeper into the modalities and guidelines. So our next presentation is the Dr. Vivek Nath from the University, together jointly with other Ministry of Heavy Industries. So I would ask you to please open this presentation.
So can we ask some questions now at this moment?
You can. But what we thought, because we are not the subject experts,
Okay.
we will get back to you, but we will have a Q&A where we will address the scope of the call as well as modalities.
Understand.
Yeah. Could you please make it full screen, please? This is the one, no? Max. Okay. Again, good morning and good afternoon. So I'm going to give you a brief overview on modalities of application, which is a very critical part of the entire application process, because you this is a joint coordinated project, so it is a bit of gymnastic to follow both the regulations, formats, and everything. So we thought of we will give you some hand holding and in-depth information so that it is much clearer for the applicant. So this is a joint presentation from the EU side, as well as the Vikas Anandji from Ministry of Heavy Industry. Next slide, please. So this is what I will just cover in next 15-20 minutes, touching upon all the points which are relevant and important for the application preparations and exploit. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is an initiative under EU-India Trade and Technology Council, which was launched way back in 2022 by European Commission President, Ms. van der Leyen, and Prime Minister Modi. And these are the three groups, and our group, which is on working on clean and green technology, which is led by Professor Su, the principal advisor, scientific advisor to the government of India, and Director General from European Commission for Research and Innovation. So this specific call, the investment by both the government, from the EU side, it is committed 9.4 million euros funding for a European side of consortium. And Government of India, MHI, will contribute around 65 crores of Indian rupees to the Indian participant. I will not go into the details of the cause because John's presentation was very much clear, but basically it is a virtual mine which we want, to have more recovery of critical minerals, because this is the major issue globally, and we want a lesser and lesser dependency on source from outside. So that is what we consider. This is very futuristic and well-timed call, and both the sides, the India and Europe, has requirement in this particular field, and joining hand will make a much mutual benefit for each other. Next slide, please. So just to give you a quick snapshot, because under the Horizon Europe, the entire EU system works in a digital numbering system. So if you have to find a call text which is authorized, valid, the topic ID is Horizon CL5 20609D204. So this reference was also given to the MHI's website. So you just follow the text which is given on this Horizon Europe website. There is no other text you should not follow, because this is the only authentic text. The call will close on 15th of September from both the sides. So you say that around 90 days are left. You also have to count the European holidays, our summer holidays. So you really have a very limited time to get all the acts together. But we had seen that the people had worked day and night to put forward the very competitive proposals for the hydrogen and marine calls. Again, the funding I already mentioned. It is only one project will be funded, because it is both the sides felt that it has to be a pilot plant. So we decided to go for one big impact project, and the duration of that particular project could be 36 months, not more than that, because this is innovative technologies. So you need to act together and very fast. And the TRL level expected to reach at the end of the project is 7 to 8 TRL. From the European side, the basic topic conditions are the Indians and Europeans should work together. It should be a linked project. It is a one project. Basically, I will go into the details. The Indians will be part of because this is like a same scientific proposal submitted differently at two different websites.
Okay.
So your finance is different because 94 crores will be asked by the European sides to European Commission, and 65 crores will be asked by the Indian side to MHI. But your plan of innovation or research remains the same, so that you are joining hands with each other. So as a funder, each side will say that, okay, the scientific plan should be submitted to both equally. And each side, the Europeans will fill up the administrative and financial documents of European Commission, and Indians will fill up the Indian annexes of financial commitment. So there is no reference as such that you have to fill their documents already. Financially separate, scientifically together. That is the keyword. The Indians will not sign the European grant agreement, so they will be participating as an associated partner. Similarly, the Europeans will not sign Government of India's grant agreement. So the grant agreement is only signed who is a recipient of the funding agency. So what it means that the scientific proposals developed by the consortium, then the consortium agreement becomes the only legal document or the document which commit each other. So nobody is cross signing each other. So your finance ministry's rules remains with you. Scientifically, the people are together. The same thing what the Indian government had said, because from the European side, minimum 3 Europeans are required, because this is a European program of the European 27 member state. So this is a prerequisite from the India. So India also said that we will also have a synergy and balancing a similar type of thing. So India also said that the 3 Indians should be part of it, minimum 3. But all these Horizon projects as of today, these are bigger projects, because no project is less than 10-15 people. Okay. So 7-8 Indians are coming together, 7 or 8 Europeans are coming together, because these are multinational, multidisciplinary, intersectoral projects are there. So you need a different skill set of people from across the globe. And that is why this multinational, multi-collaborative projects are more challenging, but more rewarding, and more tangible outcomes are expected, because it is open for the entire world skills and expertise. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this is the Horizon Europe funding and tender portal. So this is one of the keywords which you can write down, funding and tender portal, and the call number, which is already. So you just type it. So the entire call text will be available. Below that, there will be link to submit the proposal. But this entire exercise on Horizon Europe funding and tender portal will be done by the European coordinator. Okay. You will be feeding the information to them of your details, but the entire thing of this Horizon should be taken care by the European coordinator. Next slide, please. Similarly, the MHI had published the guidelines for Indian applicants, which are available on ministry's website. So the entire submission process of MHI will be handled by Indian coordinator. Okay. So the Europeans will feed in the information what MHI had asked for. So there will be 2 coordinators basically, one Indian and the European, and then there are different consortium members. Okay, because any funding agency wants to communicate with the only one guy, not with the 100 people. So all the communication of the Indian side will go to Indian coordinator channel. European will communicate with the European coordinator. So no one else communicate, otherwise the program manager will go crazy. Next slide, please. So these are the basic eligibility criteria which are already mentioned. As I said, the linked work packages where the scientific proposal should be jointly developed, and the Indian participation as an associated partner. That means India will not sign a grant agreement of European Commission. Similarly, the MHI says 3+3, that is the minimum requirement. You can have more partners from Europe, more partners from India as well. and the proposal which you are submitting, that is the scientific proposal, because there are two components of the proposal. One is administrative part and one is scientific or technology part. So the administrative parts are different, scientific part is the same, and that is a download format application form. So that scientific proposal, what has been submitted to the European Commission, has to be identical to the MHI, because we are not having a separate evaluation, we are having a joint evaluation. So the expert should have the same scientific proposal to be evaluated. It cannot be differentiated that Indian context, you change something, the expert panel will have a mismatch information. So that is what the identical scientific proposals to be submitted to the both scientific portals. Yeah, next slide, please. The EU eligibility, basically, because this is very critical, it will keep on repeating. 3 is a very basic requirement, 3 legal entities. Out of that 3 legal entities, 1 entity has to be from European member state, and 2 could be from European member state or associated country. It looks complicated, but I will come to that point. The Indians will be part of this project proposal, and the Indian participation as an associated partner. EU also put a lot of emphasis on gender equality plans. It is not about the participation of female in a proposal, but also overall development of proposals, how you are taking like end users, scrap collectors and all. How do you take those aspects into the consideration is also part of it from the European side. It is one of the point in evaluation they look into it. Next slide, please. Government of India's eligibility, 3 Europeans and 3 Indians jointly developed scientific proposal, that is part B of the proposal. Mandatory that the company should lead this particular proposal. That means the Indian coordinator should be Indian company and no one else, not academic institutions. The land for the pilot plant should be available or given from the consortium member. Expected that the industry will have a land available, or the partner could have, but the land requirement is prerequisite, and this will be a free of cost. The MHI will not pay for the land. It has to be a consortium land.
Any minimum area they have described?
No, I think you will have the idea of how much the land.
So the consortia will decide what.
Yeah. And then the commercial viability of plant should be minimum for 2 years after the completion that the project. All the information is available on GOI, the MHI's website. Next slide, please. Who can participate from the European side? Basically, anyone who has a capacity, skill, knowledge to contribute to solve this problem is eligible. Okay. And they could be from any 27 European countries and associated countries. So basically, this is a group of 51 countries. You can find any partner from these 51 countries. It could be NGOs, it could be SMEs, academic institutions, startups. Basically, we are looking for people who has the idea, skill, knowledge to come forward and participate. And they should be a legal entity based in European country. So that is our prerequisite. From the government of India side, basically, it is open to independent legal establishments from India, like academic research institutions, research R&D centers, scientific institutions, universities, companies, that is Company Act 1956-03, that is what the compulsion is, that the company should be registered. Its stakeholdership should be 51% with the Indian citizen or Indian ownership. Must have operational financial for last 3 years. GST should be there. The entire turnover of the company is around 25 crores. That is what it is expected. That is, the Indian coordinator should have that company valuation around 25 crores. So this is what I'm talking about, that this is a European program which is of 27 member states, which is core. And then there are 21 associated countries to this particular program. And then there are right now 3 are again adding into this group. Okay. So we are a group of 51 countries. Okay. So 21 countries like, Belgium, Germany, France, you name all these, Netherlands, these having a very strong bilateral collaborations with India. So I guess you will have a lot of European partners from this particular group. In addition to that, there are 21 associated countries. You can also go to the South Korea. They are recently joined the program. United Kingdom, UK was no more a part of EU, but they are associated now. There is a Switzerland also is part of it. So these are the main countries with whom even the New Zealand had joined recently. So you can find additional partners from this 21. And last January, the Japan also had joined the Horizon Europe program. So you have 3 partners to find out from these 51 countries. So it is wide, half the world is open for partnership. Go for it. Next slide. So consortium formation, basically, this is 3+3. One entity from member state, associated country from India. I will repeat all this because this is what we keep on receiving the questions again and again. But these are the prerequisite, and the people should take note of that. And the scientific proposal should be jointly developed. That is core, because this is what we afraid, if you submit a different proposal, you will not be qualified. Next slide, please. EU funding will be from the Horizon Europe program. So we fund 70% to the eligible cost for the non-profit entities, and 100% to the, profit making is 70%, and non-profit research institute universities 100%. And it will be as per the European Union and fund Horizon Europe rules and regulations. So this is the Europeans knows how it works. So I will not make you more complex and complicated all these EU regulations, but they are well aware of this strategy. As I said, the EU application will be divided in 2 parts. Part A is the administrative part, and part B is the scientific part. So the part A, the European coordinator will ask you certain information. That is, you will need to have a PIC number, participation identification code. It is like your Aadhaar number kind of a thing. As I said, all this EU system works on numbers. So if your organization is not registered, you will need to register. It is an easy process. I will share the last slide with you on this. Next slide, please. Ankit, please come in for this GOI funding part.
Thank you very much, Vivek ji. So up to 80% of the approved project cost would be funded by Government of India, limited to a cap of rupees 65 crore. The balance funding of 20% or more has to come from the consortium. So it means projects with an approved cost of up to 81.25 crores that will receive 80% of funding from Government of India. Projects with higher costs, they will receive up to 65 crores, and the percentage of the Indian consortium will be more than 20%. Then in-kind contributions from Government of India, from the consortium side, like the existing staff salary or use of current equipment and current facilities are not allowed, in the sense that they will not be considered as a part of fund infusion from the consortium perspective. Then Government of India shall release funds to the Indian lead partner, that is the Indian coordinator, and the Indian coordinator would be responsible for further disbursement of funds to the consortium members. There is also a provision of an advance of about 10% limited to rupees 6 crores against a bank guarantee of equivalent amount. The cost categories that would be eligible to receive the grant from India include plant equipment and machinery limited to 60%, then R&D expenditure, civil works, personal, consumables, travel and overheads and other costs with the percentages mentioned here and also in the Government of India guidelines. The key rules and limitations are that the consortium must follow the Government of India guidelines as well as the General Financial Regulation 2017 and the subsequent amendments. The expenses it is encouraged that the consortium members from Indian side, they incur the expenses in India. However, it is not a mandate. The land cost, as Vivek ji has mentioned earlier, has to be the land has to be arranged by the consortium members, may or may not be owned. However, the land cost will not be funded by Government of India. So, next slide, please. So the key conditions for the Indian applicants, as Vivek ji mentioned, from the Indian side, the Indian consortium member must be an industry body, it must be an industry or a company registered under the Companies Act 1956 or 2013, and must have at least a net worth of 25 crores and should be more than 51% owned by Indians. The funding model, as I again said, that 80% up limited to 65 crores would be funded by Government of India. 20% or the balance amount need to be arranged by the consortium members. Land, again, not an eligible cost. And the commercial viability, the pilot project has to demonstrate an economic and a commercial viable operations for minimum 2 years after the project completion. So the post-project sustainability, they have to clearly demarcate into the proposals that what is how it has to be continue in operational continuity, the offtake arrangements and other things. The civil costs are limited up to 10% of the project costs. Next slide, please. So the TRL levels are the expected outcomes from the tangible outcomes that are expected. We expect that the project that will be installed should at least meet TRL 7 or TRL 8 levels. That is, they should be able to demonstrate the technology that has been developed should be able to demonstrate the commercial operations in a real world operational environment. Next slide, please. So the Government of India IP and the consortium agreement. So the formal agreement that will be signed between the Government of India and the Indian consortium members, it has to follow the IPR guidelines mentioned in the published guidelines. So basically, the brief behind is that any IP which is generated from the funds provided by Government of India to the Indian consortium members, they will largely be a part of or owned by the consortium, Indian consortium members, as well as Government of India. And the Government of India will provide a 3 years lock-in period for the Indian consortium members to commercialize the technology and use it. And subsequent to 3 years, the IP generated under the Government of India funding has to be it has to be given royalty free, or it has to be given to the other companies at the directives of Government of India. However, any IP which is developed by the European members will be owned by the European members, and any joint IP that has to be the ownership of that has to be clearly defined in the proposal that is being submitted by the EU and the Indian side. So the recommended templates, which are also mentioned in the guidelines, can be DESCA or the Digital Europe or the UCAR guidelines. They can be followed by the consortium members and can be referred. Next slide, please.
Yeah, basically, what we are trying to convey, just Samrat, go back, please. Because these are high TRL projects, and we had experience in past that the Indian side not paying much attention to the IPR thing. And once you go forward, then you realize a lot of things. Yeah. Okay. So we want to sensitize the people that when you are at the time of proposal formation, you should start discussing the IP, everything from the beginning. The second point is that we want you choose like-minded people, because we had an experience that a lot of people after granting the project has quit the consortium. So that entire balance of the consortium goes. So you choose a partner who is committed, who agrees with the overall IP sharing and management thing. And that is what we are making a lot of efforts, that the people should be aware of this. It should not be at the end. It should be from day one, to iron out all the sharing knowledge, background information. Everything has to be clear, so that you should not end up at the end of the day with a problematic issues. Next slide, please, Samra. So this is the HE proposal structure. As I mentioned, administrative part and scientific part. Scientific part will be the same for both the sides. The administrative part, where the European coordinator will fulfill the entire thing, you will need to give certain informations to the coordinator. So be prepared, be handy with that. So the proposal will be evaluated on three criteria: excellence, impact, and implementation. Next slide, please. So the similar, as I said, the step one, EU and India PIs jointly develop this proposal, part B. Step two, EU coordinator submit to Horizon, and Indian coordinator submits the proposals to MHI through email thing. So the financial documents has been given by the MHI as in separate annexes, so that the details of Indian consortium should be given as per the MHI's format. Europeans will give their own format, how the European system works according to them. So email addresses are also given. Must be the same proposal. I repeat again and again. We should not have different proposals, because the people are sitting together and only accessing one submission, either from Indian side or European side. So most likely we will have a European submitted proposal at that time. So we will make sure the same proposal is evaluated for both the sides. Next slide, please. Yeah. Admissibility conditions, as I mentioned, this scientific part proposal is limited to 45 pages. It will not go for more than that. So it is a challenge to make a very comprehensive, concise, and impactful proposals. You can use AI, but you can disclose this upfront. It is given an permission, but then it is whole responsibility of the consortium that authenticity and the originality and the referencing is up to the consortium ownership, and you should be disclosing in the proposal. So we are open with that. Again, I will not go. It is the same proposal, both the sides go for it. Yeah, next slide, please. Again, the timeline, the call was open on 5th of May, 15th September is the deadline. We will finish the joint evaluation within 3 months after the submission. So we anticipate the result should be out by December, early January. Grant agreement signing from both the sides should finish by April, May. And the project could start next year between June, July, as per the availability of the consortium members. Next slide, please. Excellence, impact, and implementation. You take my word, this is one of the best, transparent, highly qualified expert agencies through which we are conducting this. There is no interference either from funders or any other source. Each consortium will get a very, very clear evaluation summary report, why you are selected and why you are not selected.
Okay.
And marking, everything is very clear. So I doubt very there will be anything. So it will be done very systematic manner, and all the information will be shared with each coordinator accordingly. Next slide, please. How to find a partner, Samrat will go into the details, but what we observed that existing networks, because it is all about friends and networks, what you build over the years. Nobody wants to go for an strangers, partners, because this is confidence levels are very low. So everyone, we encourage that if you know your partners from Europe, and Europeans also know, or you can go through a different source of information. Cordis is there, but Samrat go into the details later on. Go for next slide, please. So the takeaways are three takeaways will be: first, it has to be 3+3. Land should be available. Joint proposal should be there. And 15th of September is the deadline. There is no possibility that 17 hours 0.01 you ask, it is closed automatically. In a lot of time, the Indians will say that, oh, I am just, there is no excuse there. We cannot, because the system gets automatically closed. So 17 hours Indian time is the Brussels time. It will close, and 23 hours Indian time. Yeah. So that's all from my side. I will just quickly share. This will be available. Next slide. So any questions related to the Indian side? Just go back, please, Samrat. So Ankit ji is here, Vikas Anand ji is here. Just feel free to shoot an email. They are very effective and efficient people, so they will always respond to you quickly. So all the information related, queries related to Government of India's funding system, you please feel free to ask those people. They are very good. Next. So this is the, you will also, Europeans knows it, but Indians will participate as an associated partner, and your grant, the budget should be also listed in European part A, in a European, so that the evaluators know the total cost of the project. So it is a lump sum amount. From INR, you convert to euro. No other detailing is required. Next slide, please. Excellent impact. I will not go into that. And next slide, please. So this I will also skip the timeline. We are bound to finish the entire thing within the 18 months. We are legally bound to do that. Next slide, please. So this is what I am asking, that to access the entire European site, you need to have this EU login and PIC number, PIC, the participation identification number.
And where you said we must register.
Registered. And
Indian companies must register.
Anybody. I think you can also find out whether you are already registered or not. So the PIC number is this thing, and it is also mentioned in the MHI's guidelines as well, how to find PIC number. Next slide, please. So this is the PIC number. The website is also given. And first you just write your company or organization name, whether they are already registered. And if not, you can register, and it is a very simple step process. But just to get a digital code for you, because everything in you works on a numbering. That's all from my side. I will give a floor to Samrat to give a quick presentation on how to find a partner. That is most challenging part, and he will guide you through that process. Ankit ji, you want to add something?
No, thank you, Vivek ji, for that elaborate presentation. I hope you have clarified. I see you have clarified everything, and I hope that things are pretty much clear to all the participants.
Yes.
Thank you. Over to Samrat ji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vivek and G. I think this was a very important part of the event today, to go more into the modalities, both from the EU side, but also government of India, because as we know, the plan should be established in India, so it's very important to get all the clarifications regarding that. And thank you so much again. What I will do now is just give you a bit of an understanding how to find partners for calls under the Horizon Europe program. So we have this very specific flagship EU India call, where there is the core mandate is that it has to be a joint consortium of European Indian partners. However, under Horizon Europe, there are plenty of opportunities for Indian institutions, researchers to apply for projects, apply for a big part of consortia. So we just want to give you a little bit of understanding how, if you are not lacking the network, if you're still looking for network in Europe, how you can approach it, how Horizon Europe kind of works. So next slide, please. So most of the calls under Horizon Europe require international consortia. So the main the fundament is that three legal entities need to be there from the EU or countries which are associated to the Horizon Europe program. And in addition to that, a consortium can have also countries outside of the program. We call them so-called non-associated countries like India. Now, for any project success, it's very important to find the right partners. I think you're much more aware than me. Under Horizon Europe, there are two pillars which are open pretty much for international participation. Pillar 1 and Pillar 2. The current call, the EU India battery call, is located under Pillar 2. However, under Pillar 1, we have the European Research Council and the Maurice Closer actions, which are open also for international participation, both for institutions and researchers. Okay, next. Now, the main tool here for you to find partners is the European Commission's funding and tenders program. If you Google funding and tenders program, you will get to the site and it will give you an overview of all the open calls, which are open for submission, all the 40,000 calls under the current West Europe program. I will show you that slide separately. Now, another important platform we recommend always is to use the EU's project database known as Cordis. Here you will find any past or ongoing funded project by the EU. Now, if you go onto the Cordis website, you can search for battery calls. You will see which have been the calls on batteries in the previous years and who have been the beneficiaries of those calls. Who are those institutions, organizations, coordinators of those calls? So that's a good starting point. If you are looking for partners in Europe, but you lack kind of the network, we recommend you to go to Cordis and search out, because most likely those organizations who have been in previous calls successful are preparing to apply for this current call. So that's a very good way to find partners. Another way to find partners in Europe for Horizon Europe calls are the national contact points. These are experts assigned by the European Commission for the different clusters and for different pillar 1 and pillar 2. And here they can also help you. They're located in the different EU member state countries and affiliate countries, and they can also help you to find partners. You can reach out to them. Of course, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, these are platforms which all of you know, where you can also search for partners and contacts. And you should also attend the Horizon Europe networking and brokerage events on the different clusters and calls. Like we are organizing this networking event on a particular battery call, but there are throughout the year, the European Commission is organizing different networking brokerage events. I think it's a very important event. They're free of charge, they're online. You can visit them, you can participate, you can also use them as for networking and finding partners. Okay, next slide. Now, this is how the funding and tenders portal website looks. If you are clicking on that site, you will get to the search and funding tender. And here you can just write any area of your interest. You can, if you know the call topic, you just type it in, or you're looking for a specific topic, you can just search for it, and it will show you all the open calls for calls. Under each call, there is a partner search tab. Now, when you click the partner search tab, what will happen? You can view and see all the expression of interests. There you can find the contact info, expertise, and also institutions which are looking for partners. Now, if you go to the battery call, if you type that call ID, you will see that currently there are 60 expression of interest from European organizations who are looking for partners. So probably they're already having a consortium built up. You can reach out to them and present your expertise, your interest to join. At the same time, you can also in the partner search tab upload your own expression of interest so that the others can see your expertise and contact you. Okay. Next slide. Now, very important to check regularly the new expression of interest. So on a daily basis, you can see now the call is opened 3 weeks ago. There is still a lot of activity happening on the partner search tab for this call. You can, of course, see who are these companies, what is institutions, have they been successful in the past? Are they like really strong partners? So you can go back to the Cordis platform and check out if they have been successful in the past under the battery calls which have been funded in the past. So, and then of course you can search on LinkedIn and do your research on them. Very important is that you reach out early to the European partners, because as Dr. Vivek already mentioned, the European institutions, researchers, they already are preparing even before the call is launched, because they already look at the draft programs. They have a oiled machinery in Europe. Means they are already steps ahead. But for this particular call, they cannot do it without Indian partners, right? So they are actively looking for Indian partners. So you can reach out to them. It's a good time, and see if you would be if it would be a fit for both sides. Okay. Next. Now, You can also use the Euraxis portal for searching for partners, not only for this call, but in general. If you want to establish a network context in Europe, you can always look at the Euraxis partnering tool. You can register yourself and be visible to the users in Euraxis. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. Now, a few tips which I think very important when you are looking for partners, especially Europeans. If you reach out or if you make a pitch, not only for this call, but for any other brokerage event, be very clear about your expertise, your capacity, and your expectations you have, but also try to align your expertise with the call. So it's very good for, of course, for the partners to know your expertise, what your institution, how good you are as a scientist, but how would your expertise help the consortiums? How can you, so it's very important that you, before attending such events, read the call text, understand, okay, what can I bring in or what I'm missing, who would be a good partner for me to complement my research, or how could we build a strong consortium? So this is something which is very important. If you can attend these EU Info Days matchmaking events, which are always early in the call cycles, you can contact coordinators for prior projects and ask them if they are planning to apply for this call and we would be interested. And as I said, customize your pitch and align it with the call's expected outcomes. Yeah. And try to stay active on those platforms like Euraxis and next slide. So everything regarding EU funding and fellowship opportunities are available on the Euraxis website. You can even just Google us, and we here, next slide. We are basically an initiative which supports international research collaboration between the EU and the world. We have offices across the world, and we have over 700 service centers in Europe, all funded by the EU. Next slide, please. We have kind of 4 pillars. We have a job and funding portal where daily there are like thousands of job opportunities for scientists, researchers, innovators in Europe. We provide information assistance for incoming researchers, and we also have a partnering database. And we are, as I said, a global team. Next slide, please. You can see that we have officers across the world. We have 2 here in India. We have colleagues in North America, in Latin America, the Caribbean, China, Africa, Japan, Korea, ASEAN, and New Zealand. So my colleagues can also help you to find a network and partners in their hubs. So if you're interested in not only Europe, but also globally, Euraxis would be an excellent platform for you. Next slide, please. Yeah, over the last 20 years, Euraxis has been offering different kinds of services to support international researchers and international research collaboration. Next slide, please. Yeah, just to give you some figures on our job and funding portal, there are annually more than 60,000 job vacancies. So these are, in Europe, PhD and postdoc positions are funded and they're seen as jobs. We have, but also positions for professors, assistant professors, research lecturers. You can find them all on the Euraxis job portal. More than 1 lakh users, makes one of the largest networks and database for scientists, and thousands of funding fellowships monthly are on the Euraxis portal. Next slide, please. Yeah, so in India, next slide, please do that. So what we offer is we give you like real-time news about EU policy, research policy, EU funding opportunities, EU fellowship opportunities, and you will stay up to date with us. You are sign up to our Euraxis website and our research. Next slide, please. Now, as I said, you will receive first-hand information through your inbox, but you will also get more personalized help from us if you're interested in a research career in Europe or collaboration with Europe. Next slide. Yeah, so if you just sign up, next slide, you can see this is our website. You can sign up and become a member of the Euraxis community. We have currently more than 26 subscribers, and of course are growing. We'll be happy to have more from Pune. Please sign up, and we're happy if the next slide to stay connected. You can always send an email to us, and also follow us on social media. Our email is media@directions.net. So that's from my side. And I think now Vivek and Aditi, we can open the floor for Q&A. And so I would like to now ask our colleagues here on site in the meeting room. Do you have any questions to the presentation presenters? And also, I will ask our attendees online. If you have any questions, please raise your hand, and we'll allow you to have the mic and ask your question directly to our speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samrat, for very elaborate, and Dr. Dam. On behalf of our participants, I think most of the idea we got now. If you have any specific queries, floor is open. Then I think we will pitch for what ideas we as a participants have, right? Before that, any queries?
Any questions from our
Team within the room? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Will be one company from India, correct?
It could be more, there is no restriction.
One. And from Europe, one.
No, 3+3 is the model.
From Europe, there is no requirement whether it is company, university, institute, those who are going to give you an technologies and as well as know-how would be part of it. From European side, anybody is available. From Indian side, industry is the lead.
That's right. Thank you.
So can you further elaborate? Is it it's not individuals, right?
No, basically it is organization because the funds will be transferred to the organization.
We have a question in the chat.
Yeah.
I will just read it. I think it's very fun. What is the current regulatory framework in India for the handling, treatment, reuse, recycling of used EV batteries? Are there any new regulations, rules, or policy updates expected to be published in the near future?
Ankitji, the question is for you.
Can you please repeat, or Vivekji, if you can slightly repeat the question, the audio was not slightly clear.
What is the current regulatory framework in India for the handling, treatment, and recycling of used EV batteries? Any new regulations, rules to be expected in the near future?
So, the regulation governing the recycling of EV batteries are available on the Ministry of Environment and Environment and Sciences on that website. And basically, there are EPR regulations which mandate that the batteries are disposed of or recycled in a manner that they are harmless to the environment. But the detailed regulations are there on the MOEFCC website. They can be downloaded from there. And we will also try and share those with the guidelines. Presently, they are not an annexure or a part of the guidelines, but any specific queries to the Government of India regulations on handling of batteries or the EV battery waste, those are largely covered in the MOEFCC guidelines and the regulations. So those can be accessed from the MOEFCC website, and if a personalized query or any specific clarification is required on them, they can be shot down to MHI on queries -India EUTTC@gov.in. We would be happy to answer the details on the regulation part.
In the meantime, what you do, you just Google and put in the chat the link of Ministry of Environment, so that will also help the people to look into those regulatory things.
Directly.
Yeah, because you are more familiar where the information is hidden.
Any question in the room? Yes.
Because the process is given there. So
We will share also with sir, and so he can forward it.
All the participants will receive the presentation recording of John's presentation, as well as the entire meeting recording as well. If you are not registered, sir will get the link and he will forward it to you.
Yeah.
Big companies in India. So
No, sir. One, you can have three. There is no issue. At least one. You can have more partners. The three is not the only number. You can have more partners from IIT, IIC, university.
Either fine.
Huh?
DOE either fine. Okay, we are the organizer. Designer guru. We already done. We already processed the liquid manufacturing from the 6 years. Now we are going for the expansion.
Yeah.
We are ahead of some new process also. Circularity of everything. So maybe now can one of the company then Indian one some institute to join research is a fine.
No. 3 Europeans and 3 Indians.
So one company with 2 institutes, right?
Institute, companies, anything we want.
Why should we work with other company? Because
No, it is up to you. We are not mobilizing you because sometimes you know there is a startup. You are a bigger company. You know the startup has some components which could be input or retrofitting in your existing, which may enhance the capacity of your pilot plant. So you will say that you are my partner. You will bring that component. So it is up to you. There is no obligation. The only what MHI say that the plant should be sustained after the 3 years, and that capacity is normally with the industry and not with the academic institution. That is why they say that industry should come forward with this leadership
The
of.
leading coordinator has to be the industry. And there are 3 criteria, right? The 3 criteria what they mentioned should fulfill them.
Internal body like ARAI can we lead the project
No.
from Indian side?
No, the industry should lead.
So generally most of the schemes in India.
Yeah, Ankit ji, your own institute is eligible or not?
Pardon?
Your own institute is eligible or not? That is the question.
Yes, definitely.
Ankit, Suyog is asking, can ARI lead? No.
Absolutely, sir. ARAI can definitely participate as a member.
Member, not as a leader.
But you said in your presentation that you are a Section 8 company as well,
We
no?
also have a Section 8.
So you can, Section 8 is eligible or no?
It's not an industry.
Section 8, sir. See, if it is an NGO, it is a different thing. But other companies under Section 8, which are working like ARAI or ICAT, they are eligible. However, we will clarify this further if required. But yes, such R&D institutions are allowed to participate as members.
Ankit, one clarification. ARI itself is not Section 8. Okay, we are a society, you know. And our ICAT and others are the part of NAB. Okay.
Yes.
They are institution autonomous bodies under NAB. So that way they are also not Section 8. We are not, ARI has a separate Section 8 company, that's a different thing. But going by what is given in our rule book on MHI side, it is clearly said it's an industry under Companies Act 2013.
So that is specifically for leader.
Leader.
So that is what I am saying.
Yeah.
ARAI can join as a member, not as a leader.
Yes. That is very clear.
Then
Yeah.
thank you so much. I think
That anyone can.
let our one attendee also from virtually ask this question. It's Elias Shantzis. If you would like to ask the question and introduce yourself, please.
Can I?
Mr. Elias.
You can unmute if you want.
Okay. Never mind. We have a question also from.
She want to ask question.
Yeah, she's asking.
Okay. Yeah, she didn't raise her hand though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please, ma'am. Please.
Okay. Okay, thank you. My question is, how will intellectual property ownership will be managed?
You are from India or from Europe?
I'm from India.
Ankit ji, it's for you.
So, madam, as we were talking, there are 3 scenarios. Firstly, the Indian members of the consortium, any IP which is generated or filed by the Indian members under the grant agreement from Government of India, that IP becomes a joint IP of Government of India and the consortium member or the Indian consortium. right? So, however, to give a head start and to give benefit for the benefit of the Indian members, 3 years period is provided during which this IP will not be shared or transferred to any other state or any other organization. However, after 3 years of commercial operations, the IP can be distributed or shared with any other company under the Government of India directive or by the consortium member with the consent of Government of India. So that is explicitly for the IP which is generated by the Indian consortium members under the Government of India grant. Secondly, what EU part is very, very clear. Vivek ji has also informed that the EU consortium members decide about the IP thing, and they write in there in the proposal that they submit to EU. Any joint IP which is developed by the Indian and the EU members, that has to be clearly elaborated. What is the mechanism that the consortium proposes in their proposal?
Okay. So thank you. My second question is, are there any expectations for publications, patents, or commercialization?
This is
So
a pilot
the project.
plant.
Yes, please, Vivek ji.
Yeah, this is a pilot plant. What the funders are looking, it is an deliverable, that commercial size deliverable pilot plant. In the process, you have a publications, patent, and all. These are output of that process. But what we are anticipating, you deliver an efficient safety plant to a country.
So commercialization is
Minimum. So that is what in the process you have all the things that is part and parcel that will be the consortium ownership.
The better you show you are able to commercialize, higher the impact marks you will get in evaluation.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
And is from?
Yeah, can you introduce, ma'am, yourself? You forgot to introduce.
Yeah, sorry. I'm Dr. ARAI Upadhyay. I'm Associate Professor in Amity University, Rajasthan.
Okay. Yeah, Samrat online.
There is a question from will MHI or any other stakeholder provide any form of commitment or guarantee regarding the supply of used EV batteries for the recycling facility to be developed by the consortium?
No, the supply. What we anticipate in John's presentation, from the collection till the recycling, the whole value chain.
All the upstream activities should be part of your proposal.
Yeah, it is the entire value chain has to be addressed.
Yeah, Mr. Jaya Krishna Kandaswamy. Mr. Jaya Krishna, you want to ask a question?
Yes, sir. Like I have posted the question in the WhatsApp also. Like we have identified partners from the European country. We have, say, for example, we have two partners from Norway, one from Sweden and one from Italy. So does that make sense? Like whether that is abiding to your rules and regulations?
No, the minimum 3 requirement is fulfilled. Whether it fulfilled your requirement is more important than just the number, because whatever partners you will see get into the consortium, they should have a tangible inputs and role in the entire process. So just don't go for a number of partners, but see what exactly is the added value they bring into the entire process.
Correct. Okay, bro. Okay, I got it. And there was one more question from my end. Like when we are looking for the industry, I understand the industry should be a registered one, and it should be also be making more than 25 crores per year. So should I look for a EV battery manufacturer or for a recycler? Like, is there any specific thing you like to highlight so that we could adopt that, take your guidelines?
Ankit ji.
So it can be any company registered under the Companies Act 1956 having a net worth of more than 25 crores. It may or may not presently be working on the EV battery or an EV manufacturer or battery manufacturing. if a company is already there, it is existent in India for more than 3 years, owned more than 51% by Indians, having a net worth of more than 25 crores, they can be a leader. They can very well diversify into the battery recycling domain. So it is not favoring or biased towards any kind of companies in a specific sector.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, allow me a very fundamental question. The entire thing is ultimately we will see a pilot project, pilot factory, rather I would say, that would have an upstream process, collecting the batteries, whatever material around that, and processing it, extracting the material and recycling it to the concerned stakeholders. Okay. Now, further downstream, the buyer is also expected to be addressed in this cycle. No.
No.
So at least the buyer side is the market would
Yeah.
do that. Perfect. Now, these there are similar players already in the market in country as well as in Europe as well. And what is that different that is expected now?
See,
Is it really a challenge? My simple fundamental.
no. See,
is it really a challenge?
yeah. So basically, when we had thought of this particular call, there was an expert committee. Okay, so the expert committee from Europe and India, which had gone in depth in existing situation or in market, how much purity is achieved and what is the quantity and whether the safety. Okay, so putting all together the data information what they have, they say that we haven't yet reached to that level where this process has to be really efficient and cost effective and the quantity has to be there. So there are also what John's presentation had mentioned, that we have to have a cathode quality minerals extraction. Graphene has to be, there are new components which are this thing. So it has gone through a process. They had understood that there are technologies 6, 7, 8 also, but whether it's really have that kind of efficiency. So why can't we bring a best people across the globe to bring together? So you will also reduce the cost, you will also bring the safety, you will also bring the new dimension to the entire process. Because everybody is thinking that they are good, but they are not that good that it is really commercial value.
So is this base paper what you mentioned?
Yeah.
Is that also available?
No, it is what is the internal paper, and based on that, the scope of the document, the challenge has been formulated.
Maybe directly.
Yeah. So there was a panel of 5 Indian experts and European experts, which were given a task to what could be the best challenge or the loopholes that needs to be addressed. And both the government had agreed that this is what it is additional collaborations and what tie-ups are needed, which will be mutually benefited.
And is it expected once this pilot plant now, as a project, as an outcome of this project, it has to be on the Indian soil?
Yes.
And is it expected that this will be replicated in Europe?
That is up to, because then the consortium, or more or less you become the owners. Okay, you never know, because this can be replicated if you are best. Okay, we had a water projects which the technology was meant for an Indian market. Later, after the 5 years, we are realizing that the market is Europe and Africa.
Oh,
because the cost effectiveness was achieved, and these are sensors which are much cheaper produced over here. So you never know which dimension of the market it will play off for you. Still, there is one question, I think, or it is by
he's not responding. So, more questions from the participants here in the room? Yes.
more silent.
We need to have like a government document to be submitted during the application, like between the two parties, like the side and the side.
So normally, see, we are not asking a consortium agreement upfront. Okay, but sometimes what happened, that technologies are confidential informations and everything. Everybody, when you are going into this different rooms of discussions, because you will be signing each other and confidentiality agreements. Okay, because you can be part of several projects. It is not restricted to one. So you will also make sure that self-declaration that the no disclosure of information to other. You will also inform the existing that I am also in discussing with those people. And this is not required by the funders at the beginning, but we are asking the winning proposal should submit a joint consortium agreement. The templates are given, which details the work packages, the assignments, as well as deliverables and the IP related issues to be. And that is why amicable, very committed people should be selected in the consortium.
I have a question regarding the IP management and evolution. With regards to the past projects so far, from your experience, especially with the Indian consortiums, how has the IP development and commercialization evolved? Like, I am.
You're talking about this particular or overall?
Previous projects.
No, the previous. This is the first battery project we are doing, but we had been vaccine. We have been doing with the water. We were with the smart grids and everything. See, from our side, and when the DST was there, we had given the entire thing to a consortium to develop, commercialize, and make a profit of it. We are not seeking anything. It's very difficult to actually get a technology really successful in commercially. Our government job is keep on investing in R&D. 1 in billion will click that. We have technologies which are very good, but they are not able to compete with the existing market, for example, in water. So they are unable to penetrate these big fish, which are very difficult to crack. So there is another dimension. When you go to 9 and onwards, that is your creativity, how good you are into penetrate the market. The government job is to create something, but afterwards it's your job.
My question.
Part is more important than for the commercialization.
My question was more on the lines of the IP share. It's very complicated when you have so many people being involved, also across boundaries, across continents.
No, actually, this is a very means we are doing all these things. So very few occasions that there will be a joint IP ownership. Okay, normally the companies prefer that the IP remains with them. This is joint business is very complicated. Okay, but one person will say that I take this IP with me. Okay, and that is 90% the practice is like that as of today. But there are provisions where the joint ownerships are also given, and this has been sorted out or defined in the consortium agreement.
It also club with other government. There is some government is critical mineral mission going on. They are also making some COEs. So maybe 10 or 12 COEs. So we are also associated with the Bombay IIT some project. So they also government also funding from 80% of pilot and 20% we are funding. So this is also club. We are maybe what should be we can find for we can join this project.
You can. It is whatever you will propose. Okay.
The government also gives us some 80% of some project in some from maybe anti-magnet.
So you are having a double funding from other side as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But normally we had very few honest people who are declared upfront that they had already a component of the project has been funded by some other funding agency, and this is part of ethics and principles. Okay. And very few we have came across. But that is
the critical minerals is the IT movement. We are going for the anti-metal, but it is for lithium.
Yeah.
Recycling. Particularly different.
Yeah.
Then it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, anything you do, see, is you have to think what the evaluators will think of it. Not convincing me or he or somebody. So how the evaluators are going to look at your proposal and how convincing you are. So impact implementation and what is that? Impact implementation and excellence. So these are the key points when you will write, and the IITians are very good in writing this kind of proposals. Yeah. Yeah. We will discuss. I think we will go for a pitching, Samrat.
I think we can take one last question. There is somebody on the online side raising hand.
Praveen Paranjoti, please.
Yeah.
That's the last question, and then we can also come back to questions.
Yeah. But now let Praveen and yeah.
Mr. Praveen.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. No, thank you for the presentation and the discussions. Quite valuable. So I have just two technical questions or more operational questions. So the requirement on the Indian side is a 25 crore balance sheet. Is that a balance sheet or a revenue? So for the lead partner, the coordinator from the industry side. And the second one is, certainly Indian soil has to have the pilot project. So that means it's operational heavy on the Indian side. So what is the IP expectation? So we talked about also that it should be IP created in the Indian side. So, what sort of is the IP expectation vis-a-vis like the, operational heavy elements in terms of actual pilot construction and potentially driving us to a 2-year further, commercialization of the project on the Indian soil. So how do you balance that IP versus operational elements on the Indian side?
So to answer to your first question, 25 crores is the net worth of the company. The net worth will include the equity, the cash reserves, and the surplus, and those kind of things. It is not the turnover. It is the net worth, not the profit, not the turnover, or not the assets and liabilities. The net worth will include your equity, your cash and surplus, and those kind of things, which is predominantly as per the standard practices, the net worth calculation. So we focus on the net worth being more than 25 crores. Second thing is you are saying that the IP related to the construction of the plant, is that what your question is, or is that you are referring to the technology that is developed? Because most of the IP will be developed in creation of the solution, which is effective in a working environment, and extraction of materials which are precursor to the cathode active materials, their purity and the extraction percentages, what can be recovered from the black mass or the recycled batteries. So more of the IP we foresee will come from the development side and not from the construction side.
No, sorry, just to clarify that question. So I understand that the IP will come from the development side, but the European partners will have the European IP for what they do, and that's funded by the EU. That's clear. On the Indian side, so in addition to the IP, there is also the requirement of getting the pilot plant that is operational heavy, right? So and there is a limited amount of grant available on the Indian side, which is 65 crores. So how intensive the IP development on the Indian side should be, given that there is also the operational element of putting together the plant and the land and so on and so forth on the Indian side. So because Europe is going to be largely focused on the IP side, and India has to do both the IP and the pilot plant. So how do you balance that out, or what is the expectation of IP development on the Indian side?
I think that is to be decided by the consortium, whether they want to bring in technology which is lab scale tested from Europe and just do a scale up, not focusing much on the IP side and focusing more on the project side, or whether they want to take the EU support and jointly develop something really novel and then do a project. That is up to the consortium to decide.
Okay. So, so in theory that the consortium can say that we want to do primarily the implementation front, or we want to do both the IP and the implementation front on the Indian side. It's something that the consortium has to decide on their own.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ankit.
Yeah, we can go for now pitching session. We are a bit late, but I think we are not many presentations, but we will accommodate more. Presentation of Dr. Ira Upadhyay is with us.
The question is the same.
Yeah. Ma'am, you are available.
Yes,
Dr.
yes,
Ira
sir.
Upadhyay, you are ready? You will able to
Yes.
share your presentation?
Yeah, I can share my presentation. I just sent
Okay.
the request. Yeah.
So you will have 5 to 6 minutes each to
Okay.
make an effective and concise presentation of your idea or expertise. I think we are going to present, or you are who is operating now?
Yeah, I shared.
Okay.
It is visible.
Okay, visible. Could you please make it full screen?
I think it is full screen from my side.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
First screen it was not.
Okay.
You can go to projection, ma'am.
It is.
Presentation. Start in projection mode now.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
perfect. You can go ahead. Your 5 to 6 minutes starts now, ma'am.
Okay. So, namaste, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to present our expertise and opportunity to present our expertise and collaboration interest under the EU-India Partnership on EV batteries recycling. I am Ira Upadhyay, Associate Professor in Amity University, Rajasthan. One of the research group works at the intersection of circular economy, waste valorization, sustainable material recovery, environmental sustainability, and climate-oriented innovation. So over the last few years, we have worked for converting complex waste stream into valuable resources through sustainable and economic feasible approaches. So we believe that EV battery recycling is not only a waste management challenge, but also a strategic opportunity for critical material recovery, low carbon industrial development. And our goal today is to explore how to expertise can contribute meaningfully to a collaborative EU-India consortium. Our work demonstrates practical experience in transforming waste into high-value products. In one of our recent studies, we developed climate-friendly coating materials from cow dung waste. This work focused on sustainable product development and circular utilization of biomass waste stream. So in another study, we converted waste PPE plastics into hydrocarbon liquid fuels using pyrolysis. This research provided hands-on expertise in thermochemical conversion, handling difficult waste streams, and energy material recovery streams. So um, these experiences are highly relevant to EV batteries recycling because modern recycling systems increasingly require integrated waste valorization, thermal recovery approaches, and sustainable secondary resources generation.
Sure. Please.
Earlier, a study was based on the environmental impact of crop stubble burning in northern Indian states and present microbial fuel cells technology as a sustainable alternative for fuel rice straw. The study demonstrates the generation of electricity from crop residue, emphasizing its potential for reducing air pollution, promoting renewable energy, and supporting rural sustainability. Our background provides a strong foundation for contributing to innovative recycling pathways. Another important dimension of our expertise is environmental and economic assessment. In our recent waste management study, we evaluated material recovery potential, environmental impacts, and economic feasibility of recycling systems in India. So this work directly aligns with the future needs of EV battery recycling ecosystems. So we can contribute to life cycle assessment, carbon footprint analysis, circulatory evaluation, sustainable benchmarking, and economic feasibility analysis of recycling technologies. So as EV batteries become a rapidly growing waste stream globally, sustainability driven decision making will become essential. So our expertise can support development of scientifically robust and implementation oriented recycling frameworks. So we see several strong opportunities for collaboration within the EU-India program. First, in circular material recovery, we can contribute to evaluating recovery pathways and optimizing secondary resource utilization. Second, in sustainability assessment, we can support life cycle assessment, emission reduction analysis, and circular economic matrices. Third, pyrolysis and waste valorization experience can support innovative thermal and hybrid recycling approaches. Finally, we can contribute to techno-economic and policy-oriented analysis for scalable deployment in Indian and international context. We are especially interested in interdisciplinary collaboration combining engineering, sustainability science, environmental assessment, and circular economy strategies. To conclude, we believe that sustainable EV battery recycling requires more than material recovery alone. It requires integration of circular economy principles, environmental sustainability, economic feasibility, and climate resilience. So our research background in waste polarization, pyrolysis, sustainable material, and e-waste assessment positions us as a strong collaborative partner for this initiative. So we would be happy to contribute to consortium activities, though I cannot lead because of academician, but we are open to collaborations and future innovation developments. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to potential collaboration and further discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was very clear and concise presentation. So make sure your contacts are shared in the chat, and we will also share your presentation with the participants.
Okay, I will share.
Thank you. I will invite next speaker, Nikhil Reddy. He's all the way from Hyderabad. I appreciate your commitment, and the way you had come from all the way from Hyderabad is highly appreciated. So floor is yours. Your presentation is here, no?
Yes, my presentation is already there.
Or maybe Samrat had already uploaded a presentation.
Samrat sir mentioned that it's already there in the folder.
Yeah. You just say in the folder.
The same folder that he opened, Dr. Upadhyay's.
Any particular?
The last one, the PDF version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nikhil, floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here today. I'm Nikhil Reddy Kunati from Resustainability Limited, particularly working in circular economy solutions. First, I'd like to start off introducing our company. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
So, Resustainability Limited is one of the Asia's largest provider of integrated sustainability solutions with over 30 years of excellence. We annually handle around 10 million tons of waste, and we have 75 plus operating facilities across India with over 9,000 plus people of strong workforce. We are backed by global private equity firm KKR, and we're consistently being ranked as one of the top 10% of the sustainable performance companies. With regards, on the right, you can see our presence across India. 7 out of 8 industrial waste handling facilities are being managed by us across India, and then 7 out of 10 biomedical waste facilities across India are also being operated by us. Prior to 2026, we were also managing a lot of municipal solid waste handling facilities and waste to energy plants across India. And after March 2026, it has been divested into a new entity, but still that experience and background still applies and is still with us. Next slide, please. So with regards to our circular economy and innovation experience, we have, as you could see from the map from the previous slide, we have an established supply chain across India, and particularly with regards to the project in hand of EV batteries, we have end-of-life vehicle recycling facilities across India. We have the largest pan-India network of registered recycling facilities for passenger, commercial, and industrial vehicles. And in the photo, you could see a state-of-the-art ELV facility in Jajjar, Haryana, in the Delhi NCR region. Apart from that, our strategic partners include several city and state governments for construction and demolition waste recycling. And we have several joint ventures with industries such as Aarti Specialty Chemical Industries for chemical recycling of plastic waste into pyrolysis oil, with Marico Limited, who's an Indian FMCG major for mechanical recycling of plastic waste, and with Sibani Stillwater and Daldan, a South African mining company, with whom we have set up precious metal, India's first precious metal refinery, which you can see on the bottom right photos for e-waste with hydrometallurgy, pyrometallurgy, and electrowinning facilities. And apart from this, we have several innovation projects being going on over the last 30 years. And some of the current innovation projects include the EU Horizon project on green hydrogen, with Sir had mentioned the Biohaven project, which we are a part of. And also, we are currently in an application for an Anusandhan National Research Foundation translational research project on plastics recycling with CSIR. So innovation is very well within our DNA, and we support it fully. Next slide, please. With regards to what we are offering to the consortiums as a partner, there are several offerings. One of them is thought leadership, with regards to which we have developed India's national circular economy framework, the third edition of which just released in November 2025. And our CEO, Mr. Masood Malik, also chairs the India's National Network of Confederation of Indian Industries Committees on Waste to Earth Valorization and CCOS. So we're also very well connected with policy and with the ministries and with the government. With regards to recycling expertise, as I already demonstrated, we have been handling multiple materials. And with regards to battery waste, we have done deep research on battery waste ecosystems across India. And we have also developed proof of concepts and techno-economic feasibility research on black mass processing and cathode active material recovery and regeneration. With regards to scale-up readiness, we could draw from our past experience on scaling technologies from lab innovation to TRL 7-8 demonstration plants and commercial scale plants. Being such a large company, we also have financial strength to take forward the developed recycling pilot line that comes out of the successful implementation of this project, to scale it further in India or abroad as well. With regards to partnership track record, we have several joint ventures which I had already mentioned in the past. We're also one of India's largest companies with environmental professionals. And finally, and most importantly, we have readily available infrastructure in the form of end-of-life vehicle facilities for tapping into the battery electric vehicles battery waste, and also pilot land in our existing ELV facilities, and also our additionally 70 plus facilities across India. So final slide, please. So in conclusion, you could contact us using the information on the slide below, and we look forward to developing a successful consortium with capable and competent partners across in India and abroad. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nikhil. It was a very nice presentation, and I think you are one of the potential partners. So you already tested the water in a waste to hydrogen call. So you been to that process. So I wish you all the best, and make yourself as visible as possible, because you can be in multiple projects. There is no issue, because only one will be funded. So you play with the game accordingly. So I will, I will request our next speaker, Mr. Aman, Aman Vaibhav is online or physically here? Virtual. Okay. Aman, Amanji, you are virtually available with us? Is he there? Can you just see in the... Okay, anybody from AVP LW3 Private Limited representative? No? Okay, so we will share the presentation what we had received. So we will go to the next speaker, Professor Rajesh Kumar, Department of Economics, IMS Ghaziabad. Rakesh ji, you are online? Rajesh ji, sorry. Professor Rajesh?
Yeah, he's there. Rajesh, we can see you.
Are you able to hear us, Professor Rajesh? No, I think it's not. You had given, sir, your presentation? Okay. So we will, in case Professor Rajesh is not able to connect, he may try to fix the technical problem. I'll request a colleague, the speaker from physically here from NCL Pune. Sir, floor is yours. So you will have 5-6 minutes to
finish it within 4 minutes.
You can speak louder.
Good evening, everybody. The title of today's presentation is Recovery of Lithium and Carbonates from Electrolytes of Lithium-ion Batteries using Recyclable Ionic Liquids. The main impact of this is the ionic liquid which can be recovered and recycled. That is the main importance of this. And I am Dr. Vincent Paul from Organic Chemistry Division from CSR NCL Pune. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. So generally in the battery, we have the anode, which usually contains the graphite material, additives, and other conductors coated on the copper foil. Next slide, please. In the cathode, we have, in most cases, it is a lithiated metal oxide of the form of LCO, that is lithium cobalt oxide, or LMO, that is lithium manganese oxide, carbon, and etc. Can you have the next slide? Yeah. This is the electrolyte in which I'm going to talk on how I'm going to recover the lithium and the carbonate. So generally, most of the electrolyte is composed of the lithium salt, such as LiPF6, that is the lithium hexafluorophosphate, and this is in an organic solution. And the most common solvents that are used are in the form of carbonates. Examples are propylene carbonate, ethylene carbonate, and DMSO. And all these solvents are used to dissolve this lithium salts. And generally, the electrolyte salts are different of lithium metals, that is LiPF6, LiBF4, and the other thing. But generally, the lithium hexafluorophosphate, that is LiPF6, is the most widely used lithium salt. Next. Yeah, this LiPF6, if you take generally any battery, it contains 1 mole per liter. That is generally the LiPF6 in any batteries ranges from 10 to 20% in an electrolyte. Next slide. Okay, these are the ionic liquids. So what is an ionic liquid? So generally these are the salts, and they generally have a melting point less than 100 degrees centigrade, and all are liquids. So generally they contain the cation, that is either the nitrogen quaternary ammonium salt, that is given as the common cations, left-hand side, and right-hand side we have the counter anions. This can be either chloride, bromide, or the PF4, PF6, etc. So generally in the left-hand side, you can see there are 2 nitrogen, that is also called imidazole. So most of the ionic liquids are based on this nitrogen and imidazole. At the same time, we can have a phosphonium salt also. Generally, the phosphonium salts are less compared with the nitrogen. Next slide, please. So here we give the properties of ionic liquid, that why ionic liquid is important. The first thing is it is very easy to separate. So you can have ionic liquid which is water soluble, and you can also make another ionic liquid which is insoluble in water. So you can tune the properties. Second thing it has very low vapor pressure or negligible vapor pressure. Because of this, it is not volatile. So whenever you use the ionic liquid in any reaction, you can easily recover the entire, generally 99% you can recover it back. And the main thing, next property is non-flammable and highly thermal stability. Most of these ionic liquids, the TGA is around 250 to 300 degrees centigrade. So any extraction can be easily done even from 100 to 200 degrees centigrade also. Then the other main property of this is low toxicity, non-volatile, and tunable properties. Tunable properties means you can adjust you can make any ionic liquid with a specific property, either acidic ionic liquid or a basic ionic liquid, water soluble, water insoluble. Can you have the next? Here, these are some of the ionic liquids which we have synthesized in NCL. We have synthesized actually more than 500 ionic liquids. I've just put some of them. Now, if you take the ionic liquid 5, 6, and 7, these are used for solar cells. These have viscosity less than 50 centipoise, and these were used for dye-sensitized solar cells. While in the case of 8, that is used for desalination of seawater. And this was sent to Saudi Arabia, this compound. If you take the compound 9, that is used as a chlorinating agent. The compound 12 also is an ionic liquid that is used for bromination. 13 is used for iodination, and 14 is also used for organic reaction, namely the Heck reaction. So depending upon the ionic liquid, you can use it wherever you want, and you can make it accordingly. Okay, this is an task-specific ionic liquid where we have used for extraction of rare earth and heavy metals. So these are called crown ether ionic liquids. So you can see the number of oxygen 4, 5, 6, 3. We can have different oxygen. So I just give an example, like based on that cavity, you'll have a different diameter. So if suppose you have a lithium, sodium, potassium, and manganese, cobalt, and you want to extract only the lithium. Now the lithium has got very less diameter. So we can use accordingly this crown ether. The lithium will pass into it, and all others can be, it will be filtered off. So this is how this is called crown ether liquids, and these have to be synthesized in the lab. Next slide, please. Okay, this is how lithium-ion battery will be extraction will be done using ionic liquid. So generally, we'll be taking the electrolyte and then adding the ionic liquid. That is then adding the electrolyte will be containing the lithium salt, that is PF6, plus the carbonates. In this, we'll be adding the ionic liquids, that is the cation and the anion. And this can be done at room temperature, or it can be heated up to 100 or even 150 degrees centigrade. You can go the temperature, since ionic liquid is used, we can go even to a temperature of 200 degrees centigrade. So as soon as we add this ionic liquid, the lithium will react with it to form the LiX salt, which is to the left-hand side. This LiX salt is a solid, that is the entire lithium comes out as a solid, and whatever remains in the liquid is a insoluble ionic liquid, which contains the organic carbonate and the PF6. Now, when this organic carbonate is added in water, all the carbonates will come into the aqueous layer, and ionic liquid comes as a solid, and this can be recycled from the aqueous layer. We can recover the organic carbonates. Next slide, please.
Need to conclude, sir. Your time is over.
Yeah.
You need to conclude early.
Okay.
Time.
It's last slide. So here, even though there are many ionic liquids, we have used only the phosphonium quaternary salt and not the nitrogen quaternary salt. Here, the important thing is the phosphonium salts are more stable compared with the nitrogen. Then there is contamination is also less. Then the phosphonium salts do not contain any acidic protons, so you can use in a basic medium also. And these are generally thermally more stable, and we can go up to 300 degrees centigrade. And generally, the phosphonium salts are less dense in water, and it is easy to work up. Next slide. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. It was a very interesting presentation. So we will go back to Professor Rajesh Kumar, if in case he's able to. There. Okay. Professor Rajesh Kumar, are you with us? Mr. Aman, are you with us?
Both of them.
Yeah, then we will. Yeah, I think they are there, but I somehow not responding. So we will go for in-house presentation from your colleague.
Yeah. Who all would like to present?
So it's not
FMC,
necessarily anybody. You can give a verbal presentation. There is no need of scientist slides if you don't have it.
Maybe you can extempore. You want to.
You have slides, okay.
Is anybody from ERA?
Yeah, but she's online.
She's online. Okay. Okay. FMC. Okay. You Khalida. Go down. Go down. Go down. These are some of the capabilities that can go live. And this is Vijay Pankawala again. Just on behalf of rest of the laboratories, they would have 1-2 slides of this and we'll take you through what we do. This is again, as we say, as an institution, we are open and available to all of you. So there are on battery material side as well as on battery testing side, we have the capabilities spread over 3 to 4 laboratories of ours, or maybe chemical characterization, construction defects analysis, degradation analysis. From there to maybe life cycle assessment on material analysis side, and battery testing is the gambit of testing from performance, abuse, environmental, mechanical, thermal propagation. From there to maybe making the batteries deactivated before you take it for scrambling. So from there, I think next slide you can go. This was, I think, the lead slide for ERL, right? Is anybody there online from Environmental Research Lab? Dr. Patil, Yamini Patil? Okay, maybe we go to next. If she's there, she will come. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is from FMC. So the FMC, they are from Fatigue and Materials Center of Excellence. So they would tell what they have and what they know.
Good afternoon, everyone, all the dignitaries, officials, and the partners. So I am Asmita Wagmare from ARAI, working in Fatigue and Materials Center of Excellence. So basically, our role is to support the advanced material characterization, standardization, and support towards the life cycle analysis. So basically, this is related to the battery material characterization. Here we can see that we extend our support right from material qualification, whether it is in a raw stage, to up till to the recycling. So, right, starting from the material qualification means validating cathode active material, anode active material, or any component related to the ACC, what we can say. Then manufacturing, if you want to identify the morphology, the coatings, or if you want to understand the construction of the build cell, that we can understand and analyze. Then coming to the application and use, once the cell is integrated in the vehicle, we can identify if it has certain kind of a failure. So what was the degradation and the what kind of a mode and mechanism was there behind the degradation. Then coming to the recycling. So if you have a recycled black mass, then definitely we can extend our support towards the compositional analysis of that particular black mass. And next slide, please. To cater this all life cycle of the battery ecosystem, we do extend our support from a destructive as well as non-destructive point of view. So for destructive, we can go with the constructional analysis to understand how the cell is built, and then the electrochemical analysis where we can identify what kind of reactions are making the degradations in the cell. Next slide, please. In destructive analysis, we can understand how it affects the material, how it affects the coating, how the morphology looks like. Next slide, please. And this is a compositional analysis, understanding the VOCs, understanding the phases behind that particular LCC component or the materials. Next slide. With this, we would like to support our research work towards the two focused areas. First, we are trying to propose on the project, which is titled as the green pre-treatment and the selective extraction of critical metals from the battery black mass. So here we can support towards the characterization by using the advanced techniques and understanding the system behind this. The objective could be taken from the green pre-treatment, selective metal extraction, and reduced chemical and energy use. And second project could be focused towards the life cycle assessment of the black mass recycling pathways. The objective could be life cycle assessment, pathway comparison, and energy and waste impact analysis. So with this, I conclude. Thank you.
Ask us briefly about what they do, as this could be useful to everyone at every stage of point.
Yeah.
So our things can come very handy to you.
Exactly. So
I think are you there? You have
yes. Sorry. So the presentation has been not here.
Yeah.
If you allow, then I can.
Yeah. You can extend
So hi everyone.
You sit down, otherwise they will not able to see you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I am Dr. Vikas Chaturvedi, and we are right now working on battery digital twin, where we are doing certain DOEs to generate the dedicated battery data, and then doing physics-based model development as well as AI/ML integration. In that also, we are trying to include the circular assessment of the battery life cycle. The other project we are doing currently is the life cycle assessment of the lithium-ion recycling technique, in which we are evaluating various techniques on the basis of literature-based data and secondary data available with different recyclers. We approach to them and try to collect the data from them. Parallelly, we are also conducting the pilot lab in hydrometallurgy. We are doing hydrochloric acid and H2SO4 based recycling by ourselves, and we are obtaining that mixed mass. So we are working on that. That project is still going on. So right now we are creating the primary data, first-hand data for the life cycle assessment. Earlier we did one project with NCL where we utilized the LFP, recycled LFP, and mixed it with the fresh virgin LFP and try to evaluate possibility to have a secondary storage. The results were very good. So 50-50 combination resulted in 80 to 90% of capacity enhancement, and we also filed patent for that. So these are the certain areas where our technology group works. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I will appreciate if you send Samrat your slide and contact details.
I have already sent. Actually, I got a little bit delayed, so
okay.
That's why it is not.
Okay, we will share with the participant. No problems. I request again, if Professor Rajesh, you are managed to be with us, you managed to solve the technical problem. Okay, anyone online wants to have a on-the-spot presentation or just to speak your ideas or skill that could be a potential partner to be part of a consortium, we are open. We can still have 5 more minutes. Anyone online, can you raise a hand so that we will able to see if you are interested to introduce yourself? Yeah, somebody, could you please give him a forum, please? Yeah. Yeah, Prashant ji, could you please unmute yourself and speak? Yeah, we are unable to hear you, Prashant ji. Can you try one more time?
Ankit ji, are we audible?
Hello, may I audible?
Yes,
okay,
yes. Now it is fine.
Now we can hear Prashant ji.
Yeah. This is Dr. Prashant. Actually, I am in Tridiagonal Solution, taking care as a senior project lead. So we are in near to Shirwal from Pune, 35 kilometer. So we are interested for the as a what to call electric vehicle recycling purpose. We have lands also available, so we can develop the facility, and that civil structure we can manage. Just only we are ready to as a consortium with some R&D as well as some partners academic. So we are interested in that to collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you, Prashantji. Appreciate if you can send one slide with your contact details
Sure.
and the offerings you are making for a consortium. We will
Sure.
upload on the website. Anyone else who wants to make a quick word or introduce yourself? Okay, I think we have. Is anyone is there? Who? Chandana Ravi Kumar, the floor is yours. Please, ma'am.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon,
Yes.
everyone. So I'm a Marie Curie fellow here, a postdoctoral researcher in Czech Technical University in Prague. So we have also been working on recycling of EV batteries. I presented yesterday at the pitch. So if possible, when you get the recordings, please do have a look at it because I also talk about what we are doing in our lab and what facilities we can offer. And we have a collaboration with multiple EU partners already, where they are working on different EU projects that are related to battery recycling and mainly the battery passport issue, which is quite important even for the India project, which we plan to do with the Indian partners. A few of them have reached out to us, but we are still looking for a credible partner in the industry sector. And thanks to many presentations today, we'll be able to connect with them further. So about my work, I'd like to say our team works mostly on the black mass recovery area and hydrometallurgy. And we have multiple teams in Denmark and in Finland who are cooperating with us at the moment. So that is how we can extend our cooperation with India.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your quick introduction. Anyone else, or should we go for a closing? Feel free, because it's all about making yourself visible, making yourself available for a partnership. So, yeah. Yeah, who is that? Neha Garg. Ma'am, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Neha Garg and I am here at Aalto University, Finland. We are also working on recycling of spent lithium-ion batteries. Our group focuses mostly on safe handling of mixed battery waste. So we are doing the electrochemical discharge. And I also presented yesterday. So we are also currently looking for the joint collaboration. So please feel free to reach, and yeah, I will be happy to be a part of this joint call. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Will we have access to the yesterday's
Yes,
presentation
all.
also? Okay.
Everything will be available. Samrat is Monday. Everything everybody will get. Yeah. Our friend Arun from Netherlands is there. Arun, you are still with us? Arun is there? No, he's too busy. Okay.
One response I want to Dr. Chandana. Dr. Chandana, at ARAI, we have a COE mobility, and as a part of the advanced battery laboratory, they are also simultaneously working on what you call battery passport. In India, we call that battery Aadhaar. So they are also working on that system. Probably we can otherwise connect in that connection as well. And I'm sure that will be as much useful for these pilot project, because that identity and traceability of battery would also be simultaneously required to be established, not just extraction.
Yeah, thank you. There is one more. No? Okay. I think we had. Is there one?
One more. Right?
No. Okay, perfect. We are coming to a closure of this event. So I will give a floor to my colleague, a friend from Brussels. We are working on this call since almost 1.5 years or 2 years. So he is the one who is with me through all good and bad times, and we are trying to navigate the solutions and trying to make it happen. So he's one of my support system in Brussels, which always find a solution for everything. So I give a floor to Antonio to give a closing remark from the EU side. Thanks, Antonio, for joining us.
Thank you, Quebec. I think we really work very well from Brussels, where I'm based, and from the delegation in India, where you're working. It's actually, I would say, almost 2.5 years that we're working on these calls. So we're really happy to see the end of this process. Of course, now there will be still a long process in terms of preparing proposals and then submitting and evaluating them, and then reaching the result in terms of selected proposals. So it's of course not the end of the whole road, and then of course the implementation as well of the selected project. So we'll be very excited to continue following this in the coming period. But at least we managed indeed to conclude the preparation of this call, to launch this call, to mobilize, as I can see today, and also in the other events that are taking place, gathering the interest of our friends and colleagues from India. So we're really very excited to see the result of this call, and of course of the possible cooperation between the Indian and the European side in this important area. This is really one of the area of we're working on today. Is one of the most, I would say, most key areas that have been identified at the political level in terms of our cooperation on green and clean energy technologies. As you know, these calls, although they are in fact being implemented through the Horizon Europe program and funded from the EU side through the Horizon Europe program, they fall, in fact, this call and the previous calls that were launched last year, they fall under the overall framework of what we call the EU Trade and Technology Council, launched in 2023. This is really marking the high level interest from our political leaders at ministerial level, and definitely I would say even at the highest level, Prime Minister from India, and of course the President of the European Commission from our side. This has also been indeed endorsed at a recent EU-India summit in January 2026. So we're really not just doing I would say, but we're not just aiming at doing a worthy, of course, important key technical work for the benefit of the collaborative research from the two sides, but we're really contributing as well to the overall relations between the EU and India in this overall area of research and innovation, and of course of key technologies. So I'm very happy that you had the opportunity to discuss today, and of course we'll be looking forward to see what projects or proposals will come as a result. And of course, our colleague Vivek from delegation, I'm sure he will still be, and of course also our colleagues from Your Access India will also be trying to continue supporting the process in the coming period until the closure of this call in September, I believe. So we still have some time until the closure for the preparation of the proposals. But I really wish all the best for this next period, and thanks again to the organizers and to the organizers, and also for the participation of all of you today. Thank you very much. Thanks to be back for the nice words.
Yeah. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate your kind words. I will give a floor to our another friend from MHI, Mr. Ankit, who is also working with us since long, not very long, but he's know how it is done, and gymnastics and all possible hurdles are day and night. So he's worth giving an appreciation for all his commitment, in spite of all the adverse conditions what he faced. But I appreciate Ankit for all your support and commitment. The floor is yours for a concluding remark.
Thank you, Dr. Dham, for acknowledging the efforts. Thanks a lot. I would like to thank ARAI for organizing such a beautiful event and supporting MHI in the endeavors of taking this India UTTC call ahead. Thank you, Dr. Antonio, and all the participants from EU side as well as the Indian side. I can see a lot of enthusiasm to participate in the call from both the EU side as well as the Indian side. A lot of academia participants and the industry participants coming in even physically day before yesterday at Manesar and today in Pune. And I once again look forward to all these participants forming very technically sound proposals and forming collaborations and consortiums so that we come up with a sustainable solution which is economically viable and environmental friendly, and establish such projects in India with the support of EU partnerships, so that we can go ahead for mutual benefits of EU and India. We will also be hosting this session this tomorrow at CMTI Bangalore. And I would request participants who are joining from the online mode as well as the physical participants today to be available tomorrow for a wider reach and for finding more favorable partners if possible. Thank you very much once again. Thank you, Dr. Mathai and Pankhawala sir, for giving us a platform at ARAI Pune, and looking for your participation as well in the consortiums for this call. Thank you. And last but not the least, I would again thank Dr. Dham and Samratji. Unfortunately, I could not join you at Pune today, but your endeavors are very well appreciated by MHI as well as PSA. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best to everyone. See you in Bangalore tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for this opportunity to host, and on behalf of our director, Dr. Reggie Mathai, you are most welcome at any point of time. Not just this project, there are many such opportunities. ARAI is your institution. Don't forget, it's your institution. So whatever input you give, that is how we create. And MHI supports us like anything. So we are always part of MHI. Feel any moment of time you need any help of any kind, it could be administration side, or it could be on a very much pure technical and technological side. So we are there to support you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.